Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Monday, October 7th, and we are here trying to help you make better or less bad financial decisions. Maybe you're making a big life decision that has an impact on your bottom line or your finances or your money. Maybe you're having an issue with a spouse. Maybe you're just trying to figure out, how can I get where I want to go in a more efficient way? If any of those scenarios sounds a little bit like you, why don't you get in touch with us? Just go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Let us know if you would be willing to come on the air live by checking that box. While you are on the website, sign up for the free weekly newsletter, and also spend your $35, you know you want to, and subscribe to Jill on Money Live. That is where you have access to quarterly live webinars, as well as the back catalog of those live webinars and lots of other bonus content. The last webinar was so great. We did a deep dive into real estate. We are going deep into the world of how to actually make your losers winners. You know what we're talking about? Tax loss harvesting. It's coming up in November. Michael Goodman, friend of the show, who's been on before, is going to join us, and he's going to walk you through it. He is not only a certified financial planner, he's also a CPA. So lots of letters. So we're happy to have Michael, and we thank him in advance for joining us, and we hope you do too. Again, you've got to be part of Jill on Money Live to participate. All right. Now, today, we have someone who's coming back on the air with us. It's Sean from Washington, D.C. And Sean, when did we talk to you last?
This is the third time we've talked, actually.
What? This is it, man. You only get three.
It's actually, yeah. This is like SNL, like where they have the Five Timers Club or the Five Times Hosts. Like
I like it.
Comeback Club. 2020, we talked about buying a home during the pandemic and my worries about renting versus buying. And I live in Washington, D.C. And you guys basically said, like, slow your roll. Like, renting's not the worst thing in the world. Ended up being a great thing. 2023, my mother died, and I was having some difficulty with her brokerage and getting the money and getting answers. And you guys helped me kind of work through things I should be asking them and ways to kind of push the process forward. And it got done really smoothly. And so everything on both cases worked out really well.
All right. Well, so you're not calling us, because I got a little anxious when we said just relax about buying a home. And now I thought you were going to follow up with, and that was the worst possible advice in the universe, because I wish I had bought in 2020. So you're not coming back and yelling at us.
No. I mean, it ended up being a really good thing. I kept renting because at that point, everybody was buying and prices were going through the roof. And I ended up getting a place for twice the size for really about the same price. And it's rent controlled. And I've been saving money ever since on the place.
So you did the good. See, that's an interesting thing. It is great to continue renting as long as you're capturing the money, right?
Right.
That's the caveat. So what brings you back to us, Mr. Sean?
So I'm in a situation now where I left my job in July, and I'm going to be taking a couple years off of work. And I put myself in a position now where I feel very comfortable with my financial situation, where I can take a little bit of time off and then come back and kind of figure out what the next step is in my life and kind of where I want to live. But I'm taking the next couple of years to travel the world to see a lot of the stuff that I hadn't seen before. And I've got everything budgeted out. And I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything and I'm pulling from the right funds. And then also to make sure that I'm pulling from the right funds so that, like, I'm not impacting my taxes and also potential healthcare issues as far as costs.
Well, wait a second. How old are you? So now I'm like starting to remember who you are. So I feel like you're young. Aren't you only in your 40s?
47, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Mark, if you were turning 47, I'm going to guess that Sean's single. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
See, Mark, this could be you if you had never met the queen of your life.
Sean and I could have gone together.
Absolutely. You guys would have become like fast friends and travel buddies, because, Mark, you could have totally been this person. Okay. So, Sean, you're 47 years old and you've left your job in July. What were you earning in that job?
At the time, I was earning about $160,000. Yeah.
Okay. When you left that job, was that a job that you were entitled to a pension or any future health care benefits, anything like that?
Pension, yes. I will be getting, it's not for a few years, obviously, but I will, when I turn 65, I'll be getting close to $5,000 a month.
Ooh, okay. So you're vested, and that's just, ready, geared up, ready to go. All right. So tell us about, first, let's do you're doing this great reset. I'm excited for you. I think it's great. But what have you set aside for the next 2 years? So we're going to talk about this in chunks. So
Right.
these 2 years that you're not working, what have you set aside?
So what has been set aside here for the next couple of years is between my high yield savings account and my money market account and my brokerage. At this point, it's close to about $90,000, and I have about $10,000 in a checking account that I kind of transfer money into month by month just to pay bills.
Mm-hmm.
And that money and any money that I'm going to earn from dividends and from interest, which calculating, I'm looking at somewhere between like $15,000 to $20,000 over the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
That money is what my goal is to use to spend over the next 2 years. I have an inherited IRA from my mother that I have to take a little bit of money out. My goal is not to touch that over the next couple of years.
Wait,
If I
wait,
need,
wait, 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 wait,
yeah,
wait. Slow down,
sure,
because I may
sure,
want to touch that. So
sure.
the inherited IRA is worth how much money?
So the inherited IRA is $550,000. She passed away March of 2023, so I have to have that cleared out by December of 2033.
I
And
got it.
already have taken the distribution for this calendar year.
Mm-hmm.
This next year would be year number two, I believe. Yeah, year
Mm-hmm.
number two.
Okay. And what was the required minimum distribution that you took?
The required minimum distribution this year was $40,000.
40. Okay, got it. Now, you got the 550,000 in the inherited IRA. What about your own retirement account?
My own retirement account, I have 200 about at this point about $210,000 in a Roth IRA, about
Mm-hmm.
160 in a traditional IRA, and there's $700,000 on top of the money market fund in a brokerage account.
That's been taxed already,
Right,
not
right,
not a retirement account.
right, right.
Okay, I got it. So is that what you're saying is going to toss off the 15 to 20 grand a year?
The dividends from that, yeah, the
Yeah.
dividends from that, and then the interest that I'm going to earn from the high yield savings account or
Mm-hmm.
money market fund
Mm-hmm.
over the next couple of years.
But to be clear, so when does my clock start for the 2 year travel? Like, is it starting in 25 or has it already started?
It's already started, so basically, like the clock is already ticking.
Okay. And so how much money do you really think you need to do this, like for fun and really like make it happen for you?
The estimate that I have right now is a little bit more than $50,000.
Okay.
I'd be
A
leaving
little
my,
bit.
I'd be, yeah, a little bit
Yep.
more. I'd be leaving my place, but with the calculations I'm coming up with, it's about 50,000 a year.
But to be fair, you were making 160,000, you were getting your dividends. So the 160 plus the required minimum distribution basically put you in the 24% tax bracket mostly because
Right,
you're single,
right.
right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have a different idea about your distribution. I think you should take a much bigger distribution next year and the year after. I'm going to presume you're not working for
Right,
25 and 26. I don't know,
right,
because it just sounds
right,
like probably not. But
right.
if that's the case, then talking about sources of funds, I would much prefer you take, like, instead of the 40,000, I'd take more out because you're going to be we can take some money out at the 24% bracket. I don't know what's going to happen later, right? Because
Yeah.
you're going to come back from this and you're going to work, aren't you?
Yeah. I guess my thought was the more I take out, the more that my health insurance is going to cost
Too
over the next
bad.
couple of years.
So
Yeah.
what? It doesn't matter. It's not going to, it doesn't matter. Because yes, I know everybody. Oh my God, Mark, this cracks me up. This is the whole IRMA question also, but it's also the question on the Affordable Care Act. But so what?
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
difference? Go pay for the health insurance. I don't think you don't. It is more important to me that you get that money out while we know you're out at the 24% bracket. I just don't know where taxes are going to go. And so I mean, what's the differential? Is that, like, we're talking about, okay, let's talk about like the big numbers. The difference on the Affordable Care Act is, like, if you say, oh, well, your actual income would be 40 from the RMD, 10 or 20,000. So you'd have like $50,000 of taxable income. Is that about right for the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
And what would the subsidy be for $50,000?
The subsidy, I'd have to kind of look it up. What I think the threshold for DC is that $45,000 is where the subsidy is. It almost covers nearly everything for like a bronze plan.
Right.
So I would be paying.
Don't you want a silver plan?
Well, I guess that's kind of the other question. I'm planning on spending a lot of time outside of the country as well.
Yeah.
And so that's my question is I would and if I was staying around if I was staying in the States full time, a silver plan would be. But if I'm going to be out of the country for 6, 8, potentially somewhere in that range months, I was wondering, should I be just looking at, hey, give me a bronze plan and save the money for that, and then I'm getting an international health plan as well.
Oh, I see. I
And
see.
I guess that's my healthcare question on this. Like, should I be shooting there for something that gives me, I guess, would be considered catastrophic, or just some sort of
Right.
coverage in the bronze plan for here, but I'm going to be outside of the country so long that's,
I have to be I'm
yeah,
not sure I know the answer to that, Sean. I
yeah,
presume that you'll do some research on it because I'm not sure about that. What I am sure about is that you're going to get insurance. You know you're going to get insurance. We have to make sure you're covered outside of the country. So I don't know if the best way to do that is to just pay up and get your supplemental international insurance and then get a bronze plan for here,
yeah.
or figure out some way that you can do some sort of combination. But what I really don't want you to worry about is that, like, even if it's covered, I don't think that your savings is going to be as good as if we take it. This money that is in this inherited IRA has to come out in the next 9 years. And so we have to get that money out because you have an opportunity to get a little bit of a chunkier amount out now. And the money that comes out now is going to be very beneficial to you. I don't know where tax rates are going, but if you
Mhm.
come back, and even if you don't make only 160, let's say you say, I'm coming back, I'm fine, I'll make 100, like from age 50 to 60. I don't know what the game plan is on the back end, but
Yeah.
you're still going to have money. And then you have to have the inherited IRA assets come out, and you have investments that are going to spin off income. I just don't see you going down in a tax bracket, and you may go up. So
Okay.
I would rather get some extra money out now and pay for the insurance. Now, Mark, who's not feeling well, I'm just going to ask you, do you agree with that in terms of the insurance versus the money out of the inherited IRA?
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. I don't think his tax bracket's ever going to be lower than it's going to be in the next couple of years. And it's a pretty significant amount of money, $500,000. That's going to keep growing. It's not like we're talking about, $100,000.
Yeah, that's why I want to try to get it out, because I feel like the problem is going to be exacerbated in the future, and again, you're going to probably make money. So
Yeah.
I think that that's what I would rather do. And if anyone in the
Okay.
community has an idea about, like, should he take, like, because we do have people who live abroad and they're expats or they do this. If you've done a reset, like, send us some extra info if anyone has done this, because I'm intrigued by the plan. Now, can we just talk a little bit on the back end of this? Let's say you're 50 years old, you come back, and is this like, oh, I'm going to reset my whole life again and do something completely different, and maybe you won't make 160?
I'm not a whole lot sure.
Okay.
The convenient thing would be going into the field that I was in, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing a complete reset of. I'm probably going to be living in some other place somewhere, and I think that's kind of what I'm looking for in the next couple of years. Just kind of taking the break and kind of thinking about what my next move would be. So I guess the answer is I really don't know.
Okay. I mean, if you don't know, then that's another reason that I'm kind of happy with you. Getting some of this money out of the inherited IRA. Maybe when you come back, you'll have a different idea. Maybe you'll have a clearer idea. And maybe we'll have a lot more certainty about what's happening with the sunsetting of tax rates and brackets and whether that's happening or not. But I think that for you anyway, when you look at how much money you were earning and how much you are going to likely earn in terms of taking money out of the brokerage account, I'd like to preserve that for sure. And so I think that you're in very good shape. And the $5,000 a month pension benefit plus whatever Social Security you're going to receive, like, all you really need to do is cover your costs when you get back. So what do you spend right now expense wise?
So expense wise, right now, living in DC. It's a little above 5,000. I think it's like $5,300 a month. So it ends up being like about 65,000 a year.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, even if it were 75,000, so that just means, like, you have a lot of opportunity, because even if you said, oh, well, I'm going to be making, I don't know, let's say you were going to make $75,000, you'd still have a brokerage account that you could basically cover any other expenses. Because 75 that you earn, because I'm kind of going, I figure maybe you're not going to go 75, 80. Let's say you're making half, that, we have to get you some extra money because you have to pay tax on whatever you earn. I'm not going to make you crazy about your retirement because you do have that pension. But imagine just everyone listening. If you're thinking about a reset, I think, Sean, the only reason you can actually do this reset is because in the back of your mind, you know you have that pension at 65. Is that right?
Right. I mean, that's the base. One of the main reasons I know I have that backstop coming in 18 years.
Exactly.
And that's why, and I think when my mother passed, I started thinking about this a little bit more. Like maybe it's time to like just take a little break, step away, and we can do a reset. But yeah, you're completely correct. The fact that I have that pension really gives me a lot of security that that's going to be there.
So Jill, is Sean coming back to America, or is he staying put in Paris?
Well, I don't know. What's our first destination?
Well, the first destination will be a little more expensive. I'm going to Australia in January. I've always wanted to go. I'm trying to complete all the Grand Slam tennis tournaments.
Oh, Mark.
I know Mark's a fan.
Hello.
I mean,
Yeah,
Mark, this is basically the husband you never had. Right here. Just to put it out there. Mark, who is not really interested in men, and I'm not even sure you like men all that much, but I will say this, that Mark is much more of a liker of women. But I think that this is Mark's expertise. So so it's Australia, and then what? What comes next?
Paris.
So I'm going to Australia, spending a few weeks in New Zealand, coming back here, and then I've got, as of right now, I'm kind of making my way through Asia, through some of the places that I've not seen before, parts of Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and I'm trying to kind of make up the rest of the schedule of things that I've been out to that area of the world, but I've not seen as much as I want to see. So the plan is to spend a significant amount of time in 2025 out in Southeast Asia.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Here's my prediction. So what I'm hearing is Australia, New Zealand, Asia in 2025. And then in 2026, we have Paris, French Open, Wimbledon. That's all, so that's 2026. And I think it's going to be, we'll see if he gets back for the U.S. Open in September in 2026, because I feel like love will be in the air when it comes to either Paris or Wimbledon. That's just my guess.
Well, I've hit the French Open and U.S. Open before. The last one's going to be Wimbledon. So once I hit the Australian Open, then I'll have one.
Wimbledon requires a bit of luck. You just got to win the lotto.
I've tried 5 straight years, and I just they don't even give you an email. They just assume you're going to lose.
I got lucky. That's how I went. I went in 2017. I woke up one morning and saw that email in my inbox. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And then my friend Jill Connie, she won the ballot 2 years ago. So it happens.
Yeah, I'd be jumping for joy if I can get that. I keep applying and I keep losing. So
well, listen, we cannot wish you more good luck. Do your health insurance research. Make sure you've got some estate documents done, just in case, God forbid, something happens. And other than that, keep us posted. So in 2 years, I want you back here when you're back for good. Or if you've decided to fall in love and stay somewhere, we want to hear from you, okay?
I will definitely do it, whichever it ends up being.
All right. I'm excited. This is the reset at 47, Mark. This could have been you. I could be talking to you right now. Anyway, if anyone out there is listening and has a reset desire, it definitely helps if you have a pension. Anyway, but we'll figure it out otherwise. Get us on the air with you, or we'll get you on the air with us. Get us in your process so that we can work through some of the different issues that you might be facing. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Let us know if you want to come on the air by checking the box. Don't forget to check out all of our fabulous content that lives on the website. We have a blog, we have videos, we have resources, and we have a link to our YouTube show called Jill on Money, powered by The Compound. You can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen. And of course, lift someone up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.